2 brackets to keep your clay even. You're gonna need your rolling pin, a ruler, I have the knife up here that we're gonna keep, and then we have our stencil for the body and for the base. And so everybody's gonna get a chance to learn how to do this. You put the brackets on either side, then you're gonna get your clay after it's been wedged, and I'm gonna have to go back and re-wedge everything because we still have to learn how to put it back correctly. So put it here, then you're gonna gently rock back and forth. It's easier when, you know, don't use your hands, use your whole body, and that way you're using your body weight to help rock, and it's not as hard. And so as it starts to roll out, you can move the brackets back out if you need to, and this is gonna help us keep our slab even. We do not have a slab roller, so this is basically an old-fashioned technique to get even clay, okay? Otherwise, when you roll it, it won't be even. So now I have an even slab, so that's perfect. After I get that done, I'm gonna take my template, and I need it to be a little bit more clay, but roll it out a little bit more. And the other technique to make it go wider, if it's not wider, I can turn it the opposite way and put my bracket back out. And I'm not pushing down at all. Not pushing down at all, and the brace helps me keep it. All that is just a little bit of dry clay off of the edge. Needs a little bit more, so I just continually keep adjusting and spreading my slab out in the direction I need to. Almost there. We can work together. There we go, perfect. So I'm gonna get my slab out, and I actually made this a little bit too long, so it gives some extra slag. And I'm just gonna trace the body out. And I usually do not like wearing gloves. I just didn't want to get blood in the clay.
Or in your system.
Perfect for Halloween. So after I get my body laid out, bless you, I'm going to do the same thing, which I already did for my base. But I'll just go ahead and I can use this. I'm going to set this aside. Sorry. I have tiny hands, so that glove is a little bit too big. So I set my base aside, and then now I'm gonna come back and gonna get my base. Remember, I'm going both directions, and then fine tuning, perfect. Take my stencil and the knife. And this will give us an even base. All right. So after we get that done, then we're going to take our clay body that we have, and we're going to scratch and attach. And you're going to scratch and attach and start with one side. And you're going to have extra clay, obviously. So you're going to scratch and attach, keeping all those edges together from one side. And I don't have my scratch and attach tools here. I'm just trying to show you the basic. So see how it closes like that? Once you scratch and attach, then you're gonna blend it together, and you have the basic form of your mug. I don't have my scratch and attach tools here, so I'm gonna mimic it, so I didn't get it out. And we had a very large class, so I didn't have my own, so if I could borrow somebody's, that would help. Can I borrow somebody's fork and slip?
Mine's too runny.
Runny is perfect.
Oh, give her mine.
Runny is perfect. And I also need the tools. Perfect.
And then just give her the cup, the whole cup. Just
Okay.
grab the whole thing.
So, scratch and attach. Giving my base the
She
beard.
needs the utensils.
Then I'm going to put
Just grab
my
it.
slip. And I do the same thing for the bottom. And I'm gonna put my glue on. So now we're in business. And it's actually really hard with this dang glue on. Feels really weird. There we go.
30 hours.
Do what?
I'm gonna be on this step for like 30 hours.
Be on what stuff?
This.
This.
Trying to get it to work.
No, it's all good. You're good. You're gonna get it.
You got this.
Then I gotta do scratch and attach. And put my glue. Now the next step, which a lot of you still, I've noticed, are struggling with, I think it's the best to blend from the outside. If an area is really uneven, use your fork to help break up that unevenness or that serrated edge, and you're gonna blend it together. So we want to seal the deal, that's how I call it. Seal the deal. So we have a beautiful form. That one was a little uneven right there. So now my base is completely solid. Connected. And now I'm going to do the same thing on my side. And then those long wooden tools that you guys have in your containers. Perfect. Long wooden tools you're going to use from the inside. Some of us don't have all of the tools, that are very expensive, so that's why we are sharing. You can use the tool on the inside to then blend the inside together. And you want to get all the way down and smooth it out, and you can then manipulate it any way you want. So you don't have, after you get all of it sealed, we don't do the and also depending on your design for your animal or whatever it is you're doing, we'll do the handles later. But right now this is the basic form that then you can manipulate. If you guys hand me my squirrel. So I really didn't change, because my concept for this sketch was the squirrel's coming out of a tree. So I kind of kept that form, but I could have also made it a squirrel body. So if I was going to make it a squirrel body, I'm going to take my hand and go in the inside, and I'm going to then gently push out. Remember, you can shape your clay. A lot of you are still too afraid to kind of manipulate it, but that's why we have these thick walls. So you can change the body. You can also squeeze in to make the shape get smaller and then blend, depending on what kind of form you want. Like this could be a number of things. We can also shave the bottom in a little bit too. And then depending on whatever your sculpture is, you want to keep this covered so it doesn't dry out. And then you're going to add any appendages or things to it. Remember, scratching and attaching. If you look inside of my squirrel mug, so because this is thick, I actually hollowed out my squirrel. So the squirrel head is a tiny pinch pot that I sculpted, and then I built that. Or you can actually sculpt the squirrel and then scoop him out from the inside very carefully.
just make taxidermy.
Yeah, but you just want to leave a thickness of your pinky. So you're making sure it's hollow. And then when I connected it, just like when we did the pinch pot, I poked a hole through the inside so there is not too much thick clay. And so you can also build stuff on the inside. You've seen, I know some of you were Googling the teapots that had the surprise in the middle. Like maybe there's a,
Giraffe.
as you drink, there's a squid inside. So you can put things inside if you want, but just keep in mind that they are harder to clean out. All right, but it needs to be solid because we all are going to be drinking hot chocolate out of them before winter break. So that's the whole idea. All right, so you guys got it. So that's just the basic way to make a cup, hand built. Hopefully when Miss Kate